YouTube, this is going to be a video of me using more epoxy. This time I'm using a different brand. This brand is called Marine Pro Supplies. This is up close to how it looks. It's called Tabletop Epoxy, and it comes with chemical A and chemical B. It's a gallon total, so each one is 2 quarts, and I bought this from, I believe that's a gallon. Yeah, I bought this from Amazon.com for $50. It came with both of these. So I'm just going to be randomly doing some castings here because I've been purchasing different molds just to play around with them because I really like resin art. So I have some glitters. I have some cups that I purchased from the Dollar Tree. I also have these measuring type of cups that came from the Dollar Tree as well. I'll be doing my stirring in here. Then I have some random stuff that I'm going to put inside of the resin just to see how it turns out. I have this circle coaster. It has 6 holes on here. This is a this is good for coasters, but you could use it for whatever you like, paperweights or whatever like that. I ordered these off Amazon. These are actually some Bangle and Bracelet resin molds, so I'm really excited about those to make some bracelets for my daughter. And then this one is like a handgun one. I bought this one probably off AliExpress, so I just got them from random places. This one came from Amazon. It came with a heart, a circle, and then this triangle. I am going to be selling some of these as well myself, so I'll keep you updated on that. I'm probably not going to get around to using all of these molds, but I will be selling this larger rectangular shape one, and I'll also be selling this one, the circular one, as well. Okay, so I'll keep you updated on that. So I also have this cute pink bright cherry blossom color extra fine glitter that I purchased this from Walmart. This pound of glitter is this is extra fine, this is fine glitter. This came from Paper Mart. Okay. Oh, and I have this epoxy resin colorant. This is an alcohol-based ink. It's by Lamino. I believe that's how you pronounce it. And there are multiple colors here. So I'm gonna play around with some of these as well. So I'm gonna get started, and I'm going to stop talking at this point. At this point, I'm gonna stop talking. I'm just going to do a voiceover from here. So just kind of watch what I'm doing. Well, first I'm going to go ahead and pour part A into this cup. And you want to make sure you're using equal amounts, and always, please, 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 you want to make sure you have on gloves because this stuff can really irritate your skin. And also, make sure you have a window or fan going because you don't want to breathe this in. It's extremely toxic. You want to mix your resin up according to what the directions say on the type of epoxy that you're using. And you're going to see me go ahead and pour my resin into a few different cups. I'm going to have some gold glitter in one cup. Then I'm going to have some confetti in another cup. And I'm going to stir it all up. And in another cup, you'll see me do some blue glitter so that I can have a different variety. If you're going to add epoxy inside of a bracelet mold, use a pipette or some type of syringe, because me pouring it with this, I made such a mess, so don't do that. So I'm just experimenting, and I'm using this silicone mold for the first time. I'm just going to have random coasters. So I understand they're not going to be cohesive at all. Just having some fun with this resin. So this one is going to have the confetti. And I just sprinkled a little bit of glitter on the back just to see what effect it would take. Same thing with the bracelet. My daughter was trying to put the beads in there, and again, I made a little mess, so use a syringe to put the resin inside of the bracelet molds. This glitter was just so beautiful. I think I put a little bit too much, but it was so pretty. So this is my gold coaster. Here's that deep midnight blue color glitter. And this one was very, very pretty. It's actually holographic, so it has some extra sparkly colors in it. This one I'm going to use in this little rectangular one. I'm making something very special for someone. And I was going to do this in a previous video. I didn't get around to it, so I'm doing it now. I'm going to let that first layer dry and then add a photo tomorrow. Now, in this coaster you see me playing with now, I have these flat marbles and some bracelet beads and some acrylic beads. I'm adding hair beads, my daughter's hair beads, just to see what type of effects that we can get going on here. So we're just having some fun. Okay, it's the next day. My first layer on my rectangle mold is dry. I'm going to add this photo. Once I get my resin prepared that I'm going to be mixing up really soon, and I just wanted to make sure that I had everything ready that I wanted to add to this, as well as the photo. Stirring that up, just gonna put a little bit there, just enough to make the photo stick. Then I'm going to add some acrylic stones. Also, I'm learning that when you're using epoxy, you do have a certain window of working time. So I was just trying to make sure that it wasn't going to start thickening up and hardening up on me. You have about a good 20 to 30 minutes or less. So you want to make sure everything is lined up. So I'm pressing this down really firm, and I want to make sure it's nice and centered. These are acrylic rhinestones. I ordered these online. They looked a lot better on the picture. I guess there was a chemical reaction. I don't really use acrylic rhinestones that much. I don't use them for this reason, because even with E6000, they start to get a crackle and cloudy look to them. They're really cloudy and they're plastic anyway, but the rhinestone portion of it dissolved. So it's just the backing there. So it looks just like a silver dot, and it's still really cute. So I'm just taking this little popsicle wooden stick just to smooth out the clear top that I have here. And I'm using the heat gun to get all the bubbles out, just to make sure everything is bubble free so it can be as clear as possible. I'm going to let this sit overnight, and then I'll demold it tomorrow, because I want it to look like it's just all this beautiful glitter in the back, because her favorite color is blue. And then it's going to just be clear on front, and it should lock in everything wonderfully. I had a very small amount of epoxy left, so I just squirted some of the Lamino alcohol ink into this little measuring cup, just to make it look pink and just to give it a different feel. I never used this little firearm mold before, so I wanted to see how it was going to turn out. Then I dumped a little glitter on the back just to see what it would look like. Then I still had a little more in the mixing cup, so I made a little bangle, made a mess, of course. So use a syringe or a pipette to put the epoxy in such a small little mold like that. Then I have this alphabet epoxy mold, silicone mold, that I'll be selling as well on eBay. And I just had just enough for 2 letters, so I did an M and an N. I figured maybe I can make something for my nieces. They have birthdays that just passed, and also one is coming up, and it just made sense. I put glitter on that as well. Then I just took a little wooden stick and stirred the glitter around. And right here, I'm just taking a heat gun to the bangle to try to get the bubbles out of that. And the letters M and N, I'm taking the heat gun to that as well. And I'll do the same to the gun mold as well. Now I am unmolding the bangle bracelet. My daughter was so excited about this part. It was pretty hard to get it out. I had to help her out with that. And she tried it on. So it did come with 3 different sizes. I purchased this on Amazon. This was the smallest size and it fit her little arm. Now I am going to unmold the coasters. I'm going to start with the glitter one and you'll just watch me just pop them all out. It wasn't hard at all to take it out. It's so glittery, it's so sparkly and pretty, and it's nice and thick. If you see any rough edges, they can be sanded down. So sometimes there will be some little overage of the epoxy. And I'm pulling this one out. As you can see when I hold it to the side, there may be just a little bit of sharp edges, but that's nothing to worry about. This one came out really pretty and sparkly. And because the confetti was so heavy, it did all go down to the bottom. So when you're doing these coasters, the bottom of the coaster is really the top. So it's still very pretty. Okay, and with this coaster, as you can see, we put the bracelet beads on here and they were too big and they're sticking out of the back of the coaster. So I have these little flat marbles. I thought those were huge bubbles at first, but I forgot I put flat marbles in there. Now look at that. There's some exposed bracelet beads there, but it's still cute. We could use it as a paperweight or something. This other coaster has her hair beads in it. And I thought this turned out pretty cute. Some of the dye from the beads began to bleed inside of the epoxy, but it still was a nice little cute thing to do. This final one is this beautiful holographic blue glitter. And on the back, I was just playing around with the alcohol ink, and it did make a stain that doesn't look so pleasant, but it's fine because the top part is really pretty. So it's a whole other day, next couple days. It's nice and shiny and glossy, but I could see real small, I don't know if you can see, but there's a couple little bubbles. But I did add some acrylic rhinestones, which are very low, poor quality. Because you see it doesn't even look like a rhinestone, it just looks like just a little silver little piece of metal. So, let me go ahead and move something out of my way here. Hold it like this so it's not so much reflection. I'm not sure what this area is. It's like a square. I'm not sure what that is, but let me just go ahead and focus it and mold it. So you can see my whole glittery layer, and then I have the thin clear layer I put on top just to seal the picture in. Nice and sharp on the edges. Let that focus. Oh, okay. Nice and sharp. I think it's nice. Very sturdy, very durable. It's like 3D the way the glitter is in the background of it. I love it. I think that is beautiful and I can't wait to give it to her. Maybe I need to figure out how I can get holes in here so it could be hung up on something. But this is beautiful. That's really beautiful. And I like the little so-called acrylic rhinestones I use. Next time I'll use maybe some better ones. But it's still cute because it gave it a little something. So I like that. And that was the rectangle mold. I made some extra epoxy. So I just used this mold that I got from AliExpress. And it's like a little bitty gun. And it's pink. As you can see, I could I guess peel some of this off the edges of it, or sand that down. Excuse my thumbnail. But yeah, you can see the detail pretty good. I don't know if that part's supposed to be cut out where the trigger area is, but it came out nice. This part I just pretty much dumped glitter on. But I'm having a nice little time with these little resin castings and moldings here. So that came from that. The thing too, if anyone has any tips on how to get the glitter off of the silicone molds, it seems like once glitter is on them, you just can't get it off, it seems like. And as you can see, this is a recap of these earlier in the video, which they're nice and heavy and sturdy. Oh wow, I hope this didn't ruin the table. Okay, this right here, I'm going to unmold this bracelet. Go. And I'm gonna have to use a droplet to put the resin in because it poured all over the place and made a mess. See here. So this is a bangle. There we go. Oh, okay. It's pretty. See if it'll focus. I got so much stuff in the background right there. It's nice. And these little extra little pieces, I could just pull that off. That's where I had the over spillage. And if it's anything else that feels a little rough, I guess I could just sand that down, like that little piece right there. This won't fit my arm, but it'll fit my daughter's arm. It fits her arm, and she's 6 years old. I'm not sure what these bubbles are back here. That was on top of the molding, and I did use my heat gun, but there's still a few bubbles there. Probably would have been more camouflage if I would have put some glitter on there, but as you can see, it fits her cute little arm. And we do have the other cuff bracelet. I'm not sure where she put it at, but I'll insert a picture of that towards the end of the video. But this is cute. It's the same color as this. And I use one of these for that. Okay, you can move your arm now. Okay. One of those. And last but not least, I wanted to reveal this in a different video because I will be selling these on eBay. I should have a link ready by the time I upload this video. But I had just enough of the epoxy resin left over, so I did an M and an N. So I'm going to unmold this. Ooh, it looks pretty good so far. Ooh, I like it. You can see where I had some spillage, and I could just pull these little extra pieces off. Oh good, so she did find the bracelet. So this is the bracelet that we did. We use hair beads in the mold. So this has a little bit of overage on it. I can pull that off or sand that down. That shouldn't be a problem. Go ahead and demold the letter N that I have in here. And I've got plenty of glitter spilled all over this. I hope I can get at least some of this glitter out. So you just, it's easy. You just go ahead and just pop that up like that. Pull that out, and voila. And you can see my little spillage. But you pull that off, no hassle. That's so cute. It's so sturdy. It reminds me of a refrigerator magnet. It's so cute. A little rough on the back. That could be filed down. But these are my two little letters. So that's everything. That's going to conclude this video. I'll insert some video hopefully tomorrow or the end of the video just to show you how it looks outside in the oh, give me your arm again. How it looks outside in the sunlight. This is the cuff bracelet. This is the bangle bracelet. So there's some cute fun things that you could do with the epoxy resin. And then here is just some random coasters. All glitter. You could use less glitter because I use a lot of glitter, because you can't even see through this. If you want a more transparent look, then you would use less glitter. But it's so solid. This can just be a paperweight or whatever I want it to be, because as you can see, the beads are sticking out of it. So pay attention to the type of things that you're putting inside of your resin. This, we just dumped a whole bunch of confetti. It's a lot going on, but it's still very pretty, very smooth. That's how the bottom looks. This blue is very pretty. It's just so deep and sparkly. Again, I got my glue off Paper Mart, and I was experimenting with the color. That didn't turn out too cute, but good thing it's cute on this side. Then we have this here. So I'll just show you this too. This, my favorite. So putting a photo in resin, I think it's a great idea. It's lovely, just lovely. So between this photo, beautiful memory keepsake, and this coaster, probably my two favorites. Oh, and the cuff bracelet, and then I like that, then maybe that. So that's what we have here. We love the resin. Oh, and before I said that this 2 quart and 2 quart, I said that was $50. I looked into my purchases of my purchase history. It was actually $62, so it wasn't $50. I was mistaken. So this epoxy resin is not $50, so please excuse me for that. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will have some more video of how these look in the sunlight. Like, share, and subscribe. Bye-bye. At the coaster, this pretty sparkly glitter. This is the back of it. Then this is the one that we put some really big marbles in, some flat marbles, and Royals bracelet beads. They're sticking out of it, so we won't do that again. We'll use smaller beads. Here is the one we use confetti. It's really pretty. It's different. This is the one we use some hair beads. This is a very pretty. Here is something blue I made. Very nice for someone. I put acrylic rhinestones in it. They didn't hold up well, but it still looks like cute little silver beads. Really cute. This is how the back looks. Beautiful and sparkly. So I leftover resin, so I use this mold and the letter M from a mold that I have. And this is a cute size to fit my daughter's arm. And then this fits her arm as well. Very cute. Hold your both arms out, baby. Okay.